The Mandalorian is going to bring you in warm or he's going to bring you in cold. But no matter the outcome, he's bringing you in. Hey everyone, this is Digital Charcuterie. My name is James. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new to the channel, a fan of Star Wars, hit that subscribe button. And if you like the video, feel free to hit the like button. Even if you don't like it, just hit the like button. Thank you so much. Today I want to talk Mandalorian and Grogu. If you know me, you know I've been talking Star Wars for 9 years here on the YouTube over at the Rebel Scum podcast channel. I talk about it here every once in a while as well. And those of you watching this over at Rebel Scum, thank you. I love Star Wars. Look, it's had its ups, it's had its downs, it's a rocky road, whatever. And you know what? Things are going to happen eventually, because eventually when you have so much content, you're not going to like everything. So if you haven't liked everything, that's okay. It's fine. It's okay. It's just entertainment. Today I want to talk about Mandalorian and Grogu. When The Mandalorian was released on Disney+, the flagship show, the show that's kicked off the streaming service, it was a massive hit. It brought Star Wars fans back. The ones that The Last Jedi kind of divided, it kind of reeled a lot of fans back in, and people said, hey, you know what, this might be pretty good. And then season 2 did what it did, and it ended the way that it did. And a lot of fans continued to love the series. And then season 3 came, and a lot of fans said, hey, maybe I hate Star Wars with all my passion and my gut and everything. People didn't like season 3 all that much. I guess, the Jack Black, Lizzo cameos, things like that. They weren't really on board with it. And so people were like, oh, maybe Star Wars is failing. And after that, there was like a group of Disney Plus series that weren't really resonating with fans and audiences alike. Andor came around, kind of changed all that. Andor is very different from the rest of Star Wars. I mean, it's fantastic in every way. It's like, it is the creme de la creme of Star Wars, but it is almost like a one-off. We'll see. They're saying that they want to... Anyway, another video for another time is whether or not Star Wars should copy that approach of Andor going forward. But Mandalorian is very different from Andor. And I appreciate Mandalorian a lot, and I appreciate Andor a lot as well. And I think there's a place for both of them big time. So look, this movie Mandalorian and Grogu is coming out, and so I've seen a lot of people kind of question it. They're like, it just sounds like it's a long version of a TV show. And it probably is. But that's kind of also what it is. And look, we can argue, is that the right call? Should they do that? Blah, blah, blah. First of all, it's not our decision. Secondly, we haven't had a freaking Star Wars movie in the theater since 2019. It's been 6 years since we've seen a Star Wars movie in the theater. Now, look, that's obviously not the longest gap we've ever gone without watching Star Wars theatrically, but we were also promised a certain long time ago in a galaxy far, far away with Mr. Bob Iger that we were going to get a Star Wars movie every year for the foreseeable future until the end of time. And then all of a sudden they're like, whoa, we hit a speed bump, shut it down. And then for some reason, all they did was Disney Plus stuff. They're like, everything just series on Disney Plus. That's all people want. No, Star Wars. Look, I like the Disney Plus stuff. I'm like, anyway, I like the Disney Plus stuff. My problem is Star Wars is made for the big screen. Look, you're telling me Andor wouldn't be significantly better on the big screen, just experiencing it in a theater with a group of people on a giant ass IMAX screen? That would have, like, the season 2, especially episode 7, 8, and 9. You're telling me that would have had the theater going crazy? Come on. That Star Wars belongs in the movie theater. As much as I appreciate it and enjoy watching it on the small screen, it belongs on the big screen. And so, look, Mandalorian and Grogu, you know what? Yeah, it probably could have been a season 4, whatever. It could have been a made for Disney Plus movie, probably. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I have seen clips of it that have leaked online, and it looks fantastic. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Also, everyone seems to be forgetting that wants to disparage this movie. It's not costing a lot of money. It's costing under $200 million. So plus marketing, you're looking at $400 million. This thing makes $600 million. It's laughing. It's Star Wars. You kind of got to suspect, as long as it's entertaining, that movie's going to do at least that. If it can match Superman's box office, Fantastic Four box office, maybe even a little less than that, they're really hedging their bets on this, right? They don't seem confident in the Star Wars brand theatrically. So they're hedging their bets. They're lowering the budget. They're basically giving us a TV budget, and they're going to push it and see what they can do with it. And I'm excited for it because we haven't got Star Wars in the freaking theater. For when we see this, it'll be 6.5 years. May next year. May 2026 is when this thing comes out. Now, and I look. If it's mediocre, it's mediocre. It's going to suck. fine, sure. But at least I'll be able to say it's mediocre in the movie theater and not sitting on my couch like, yeah, it could have been better. No, forget that. Forget that. Let's watch it in the theater like Star Wars was meant to be. And this is an exciting time for Star Wars as well, right? You got Mandalorian and Grogu coming out. You got Starfighter coming out. You got Patty Jenkins, maybe Rogue Squadron. Looks like it's going to be happening. You've got, anyway, there's more stuff happening in Star Wars land that I'm very excited about. Also, the Darth Maul animated show. Come on. I mean, as a series, and I just said it shouldn't be a series that belongs on the big screen, but this is a Darth Maul animated series. That's good for the small screen. Theatrical, look, Star Wars belongs in the movie theater. Look, we got our first look at D23 now. These pictures have dropped online. I'm going to put them on here. We'll see what happens. But look, man, these are Mandalorian and Grogu pictures, and I'm really excited to see them. So let's take a look at them on the computer screen. Image 1, we have Din and Grogu at the bar. Here we see Din Djarin, aka the Mandalorian, in full Beskar armor standing at what looks like a cantina bar. Grogu rests comfortably on his shoulder, wide-eyed and curious, scanning the room. This is a classic hero shot, Mando in control, Grogu in awe, echoing the father-son bond the series has been building. The warm lighting, glassware, and background props scream practical set design, Lucasfilm's signature style, blending old Republic grit with frontier Western vibes. Image 2, we got Grogu and the Anzellans in the cockpit. Grogu is flanked by the Anzellans, the tiny mechanics first introduced with Babu Frick in The Rise of Skywalker, and later seen fixing IG-11 in The Mandalorian, if you remember. No. Bad baby or whatever. Here, they're clearly piloting a cockpit. Grogu sitting proudly behind them like the overseer of chaos. It's playful, almost comedic. Grogu's face in the center suggests he's in charge, while the Anzellans frantically handle the actual controls. This shot reinforces Grogu's growing role, not just as a passenger, but as someone edging into leadership and importance in the galaxy. Let's move on to this one right here. Behind the scenes of the director's slate, image number 3, a behind the scenes production still. A crew member holds the clapboard while a costume Imperial pilot or trooper sits ready in the cockpit of a starship. The shot is filled with set lights, camera rigs, and monitors, reminding us that even in Star Wars, the illusion meticulously crafted. The Imperial uniform with chest box and flight helmet suggests a TIE pilot variant, hinting that remnants of the Empire will once again challenge Mando and Grogu on the big screen. And now we got Rotta the Hutt in the ring. Rotta the Hutt is no longer the helpless baby from the Clone Wars, but a fully grown hulking gladiator. In this film, in the image, he's likely shown in some sort of containment or fighting ring, often compared to a Boda ring. His sculpted muscular physique and scars across his face stand in stark contrast to his former softer self. He's no longer under the thumb of separatists. He's a belt-clenching warrior in his own right. His massive form dominates the frame, pointing to a power shift and aggressive reclamation of his legacy. This isn't your father's Rhoda or baby Rhoda, more like Jeremy Allen White Rhoda. He's returning as adult Rhoda, now a gladiator with scarves and armed with a vibro blade and vibro sword. Living years after his Clone Wars debut, sources like the Bespin Bulletin confirm he's been kidnapped again, but this time by criminal factions looking to sabotage any claim he might have on Jabba's former dominion. Embo, the merc with a penchant for a cool hat, has been hired as the villain to either abduct or take Rhoda out entirely. Meanwhile, we got Mando and Grogu are tasked, possibly by the New Republic or Hutts themselves, to rescue or retrieve Rhoda. So Rhoda is entrenched in this film's conflict, a gladiator pawn caught between crime families and galactic politics. Those are the new images that are making their way, that have shown up online for the Mandalorian Grogu. Again, nothing official has been shown from this upcoming film, which is wild to me, especially when you look at Solo. They waited so long for the trailer for Solo, for the first trailer of Solo. They waited a few months before, and that backfired, I think, on them. I think they blame that on the recasting of Han Solo with Alden Ehrenreich over Harrison Ford, which I think is stupid. It's obviously, from what happened before that. But you would think that they'd be like, you know what, we've got to really now we got to push the Mandalorian Grogu movie. We got to show people what we've got. Star Wars is coming back. We want to build that excitement, and yet nothing. I'm suspecting, rightfully or wrongfully so, they'll be waiting for American Thanksgiving around that time. That worked wonders for them for The Force Awakens, which of course was a whole year before that movie came out. This will give you about 7 months before Mandalorian Grogu comes out. So I would suspect American Thanksgiving on that one. It's never Canadian Thanksgiving. But that's what I'm thinking. I think we'll get it around there. Maybe we'll get it on a Monday Night Football in October, like we did with The Force Awakens as well, and The Last Jedi. Buy your tickets now, which was, again, not the first trailer we got. But who knows? Who knows? They're waiting for something. Something big's coming. And let me know if you guys are excited for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Do you think this should have been a movie? Do you think it should have been the show? Will you be going to see it in the theater? Or are you waiting for the first official trailer to drop? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I really appreciate your time. Give us a like and a subscribe. And until next time, may the force of others be with you.